trying to turn off Highway 6 near Jones Creek yesterday. A truck came up behind the van and had to swerve to miss it, but a second truck couldn't stop in time. It slammed into the van, pushed it into oncoming traffic, and forced the van to hit another car. A total of 6 people were taken to the hospital. One eyewitness says he can't believe no one was killed in that collision.
I think that they have to come up with some kind of a solution, an immediate solution. Have a game plan to tell the community that in 1 month, in 6 months, these measures will be taken, because it needs something more dramatic than what's been done so far.
The Texas Department of Transportation says it will do more to improve that stretch of Highway 6 from Milliken.
Valley man wants to put an end to fatalities along Highway 6. 7 people, including 3 children, were involved in this accident Saturday on Highway 6 near FM 159. According to DPS officials, a Chevy truck was making a U-turn and it was hit by a car from behind. Everett Wilson Jr. from Bryan was thrown from the back to the front of the car. Wilson was upgraded today from critical to stable condition at the College Station Medical Center. Officials are still investigating the accident, including the possibility a number of children were not wearing seat belts.
Accidents along that stretch of Highway 6 are why a Brazos Valley man had started up a website called Hwy6Kills. The site provides statistics from DPS and the Texas Department of Transportation about the number of vehicles that travel Highway 6 every day and the number of accidents along that 7-mile stretch. Ronnie Vitulli says he believes the road needs to be constructed, and constructed soon.
If statistics prove in the next 4 years, what's happened in the last 4 years, we could have 40 or 50 people that won't be able to see this story in 2004. And, it could be me, it could be you.
Vitulli says the easiest way to email the people who have the power to change the situation on Highway 6 is just to click on the names below the governor and lieutenant governor on that website. Again, the address is www.hwy6kills.com.
Saturday's accident is why a Brazos Valley man has started up a website called Hwy6Kills. The site provides statistics about the number of vehicles that travel Highway 6 every day and the number of accidents along a 7-mile stretch. Ronnie Vitulli says you can also use the site to email legislators who can push for.
In tonight's Up Close report, a lot of heartache along Highway 6. Driver after driver has been losing control on the stretch of road between Navasota and College Station. 11 News reporter Dave Failing has details.
The paramedics from College Station make the run at least once a week.
A lot of accidents, especially when it rains.
They head south on Highway 6 to some of the most horrendous accidents imaginable. It's a stretch of the highway that suddenly goes from being like a big, wide, divided freeway to a narrow, undivided road. On it is a nearly nonstop flow of 18,000 cars a day, going opposite ways with nothing in between.
You're about 8 inches from cars that are going 70, 80, 85 miles an hour.
Early one Sunday evening this spring,
it occurred right here at this.
Compact engineer Ronnie Vitulli watched as an accident happened right in front of him.
It was a pretty horrendous sight, actually.
A family in a van that had stopped in the inside lane to make the turn into their driveway got smashed from behind by a truck.
Hit it dead center.
Vitulli stopped and will never forget what he saw.
2 children were actually ejected from the van, and they were on the street. One lady was on her knees with blood all over her, and it was a terrible sight, something I didn't want to see, and I never want to see again.
Yet, there was good news. The family, the Gonzaleses, survived, but the accident fractured backs, bones, and their sense of well-being.
I don't want to live here. If this wasn't my house, I'd be gone.
Yeah, so many people are dying over here, but they don't do anything to change it.
That's exactly what Ronnie Vitulli thought.
That accident was sort of the final straw as far as I was concerned.
Vitulli started making calls, and from the state he learned the extent of the carnage. He was told in just the past 4 years, 24 people had died along this 7-mile stretch of highway.
It, in my judgment, is one of the most dangerous strips of highway anywhere in Texas.
Stephen Ogden.
Did you talk to Bob about that?
Is a state senator who's been hearing the complaints about Highway 6. Initially, he says, the Texas Department of Transportation was going to wait 15 years before widening and dividing the dangerous 7-mile stretch. It's now moved the project up and will begin work in 4 years, maybe sooner. But what struck the senator was that Texas has no systematic way of assessing the deadliness of a road, and therefore cannot factor that in when determining when improvements will be funded.
These are the 10 most dangerous stretches of highways in Texas, and we're going to fix them first. They cannot do that right now.
Until Highway 6 is fixed, the state has installed radar readouts to discourage speeding and added more rumble strips and warning signs. But one sign few drivers might notice is this one, a simple white cross. It marks where a teenager died in his pickup truck. Look closer, and there's a note left by his girlfriend.
Almost 1 year has passed since you left me, yet still I miss you as much today as I did then. I walk across campus, still hoping one day I will bump into you.
It is the heartache of Highway 6. Dave Failing, 11 Up Close.
And State Senator Stephen Ogden plans to introduce a bill that would allow fatality rates to be used as a way to prioritize highway funding. For more information about Highway 6, just log on to our website at khou.com for a link to a page set up by Ronnie Vitulli.